Rachel was the daughter of a wealthy Jew who once lived in Jerusalem. It was assumed she would marry a learned man, for scholars were held in great esteem in those days. However, walking one day in the fields, she came upon a shepherd in her father's employ. Rachel watched him tend the flock, noting his gentle and humble demeanor. She kept an eye on him, and what started as curiosity soon became tender reverence. She made her decision and sought him out.
Forgive me. I'll get out of your way.
Stay. I came to speak with you.
Has your father sent for me?
He doesn't know I'm here.
What can I do for you?
You could begin by telling me your name.
I am Akiva.
Are you a learned man? Can you read and write?
I would not be here if I could.
Would you like to learn?
I'm 40 years old. It's too late for me.
Nonsense. I've watched you. I can see that you are more than a shepherd. You're wasted here.
I have plans. Learning verses by heart will not liberate our people from Rome. Jerusalem is ruined. Judea needs fighting men.
Ah, you're a revolutionary.
You'd be too if you were paying attention. The Emperor will soon ban us from our own holy city, rename Jerusalem, and build his pagan shrine on our holy Temple Mount.
The last time we rebelled, we lost the temple. We can't go up against an empire that—
There are secret factions all across the country preparing for war. It may be our last stand, but I'll be there, alongside my brothers.
The rebellion doesn't need another pawn, Akiva. It needs scholars, strategists, wise men the people can trust. It needs leaders. If you really wanted to help Judea, you'd seek an education.
Why do you concern yourself with me?
Have you seen them? The scholars my father brings home? Not one of them has an ounce of humility or true passion. But you have both. All you lack is a bit of learning.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that if you go to the House of Learning and study the Torah, I'll offer you my hand. My father is rich, and I know you like me. Look, you're blushing.
And your father has agreed to this?
Well, we won't tell him at first. He may cut me off from his riches, but I'd take poverty with a righteous man over luxury with any of those fools.
I'll do it.
You will?
You're right. I can do more good for Judea with an education. I just never thought it possible.
We've only spoken this one time. Are you sure you accept?
If you were merely beautiful, I would refuse the offer, for I can see this will cause strife in your family. But you see what others are blind to, and it makes me adore you. I'll do it. I'll go to the House of Learning. I'll become a scholar.
Akiva and Rachel wed in secret. Akiva left for the House of Learning, while Rachel returned to her father's house.
Father, what's happened?
Tell me it isn't true, Rachel. Tell me you have not married a peasant in secret.
Why would you say that?
A man in the village swears he stood witness. You have rendered me a fool. But if there's a chance, it is mere gossip.
It is not. Akiva is my husband.
Rachel, I brought you the finest scholars, men of means and good breeding.
Proud men, insufferable men, all in love with their own intellects. But Akiva, he loves our land, our people. He loves me.
We will have the marriage annulled. It's obvious he tricked you into it.
Don't you dare. It was my idea.
Your idea? How naive can you be? He seduced you for your fortune.
Seduced me? I had to convince him. He never would have dreamed to ask. I take full responsibility. Father, he is humble and passionate, with so much potential. If you'd only speak with him, you would see for yourself.
You have broken my heart. I want you out of my house. Tonight!
Rachel's father made a vow that not a morsel of his fortune would pass into his daughter's hands. Rachel was left to live in poverty while her husband was away. Over the next 12 years, Akiva immersed himself in studies. Over time, he became one of the greatest Torah scholars in history, with thousands of students flocking to his side. And when the time came, Akiva and his scholars joined the underground rebellion against Rome.
More soldiers.
That's the banner of the new Roman governor.
They're riding towards Jerusalem.
It's no longer Jerusalem. It's Ilia Capitolina now.
That's not the worst of it. My brother told me the Emperor's begun to clear the Temple Mount. He has plans for a shrine to Zeus.
May his bones be crushed!
Your brother? The one that joined the rebellion? Have you received any news?
He's infatuated with this Simon Barkochba. They all are. Our glorious leader can rip a cedar tree from the ground with his bare hands. Even the great Rabbi Akiva believes him to be the Messiah.
Rabbi Akiva.
He's pulling the entire rebellion together. It's his approval that draws the learned class. He's recruiting sponsors, channeling funds, managing supplies. We'll have a proper army yet.
I'm tempted to join myself, but I'm fond of my hands the way they are.
Your hands?
Rumor has it that his soldiers must be willing to cut off a finger when they enlist, just to prove they can stand the pain.
You've done well, brother. Your courage will help liberate Judea from the Roman yoke. Men, with the grace of God, we will see Jewish sovereignty again in our lifetime!
Barkochba himself was a man of tremendous strength. He led his army of courageous and hardened men into the open. The Roman emperor had underestimated the threat and sent commanders from all corners of the empire to quell the Judean rebellion.
Rabbi Akiva!
Innkeeper, I need to see my wife, Rachel. Do you know her? Can you tell me where she lives?
Come inside. I'll send my wife to find her.
Rachel, come quickly! Your husband has returned! He's a great rabbi now, with thousands of students. Oh no, you can't go dressed like that. Let me lend you a dress.
Nonsense. I'll go as I am. Akiva is a righteous man. He knows my soul. I seek Rabbi Akiva.
What do you want with him?
Rachel.
Akiva!
Rachel rushed to her husband, a man she had not seen in 12 years. But his students threw themselves before her.
What do you think you're doing? Get off him! Don't you know who this is?
Leave her alone!
But Rabbi, she's just a peasant.
A peasant? She is a queen, before whom all of you should bow. Everything that I am, all that I've learned and passed on to you, is thanks to this righteous woman. My colleagues disagree with his tactics, but Barkochba is a hard man and a courageous leader who will do what he must for our people. We have nearly 200,000 soldiers now, and more joining by the day.
What's the next move?
We are close to taking Jerusalem. So far, the Romans have been unprepared, disorganized. God has been with us, but Rome will send more legions. We leave soon, and I don't know when I'll be able to see you again.
This is what I wanted for you, Akiva. You go with my blessing, always.
Rachel, my love, I find myself in Jerusalem. For 2 years, Rome underestimated the force of our rebellion. However, they now retaliate with a vengeance, and have begun to destroy our underground factions with systematic efficiency.
Are you the wife of Rabbi Akiva?
Why? What's happened to him?
I was with him at the Battle of Beitar. We were captured and taken to the coast. He helped me escape. Here, this is from him.
Rachel, I write this from the cells of Caesarea, with little hope that it will reach you.
They took us at Beitar. Barkochba was killed in battle. The rebellion is crushed. It was a massacre. Our fate now lies with God. May He save us all. I am and always will be yours. The fruit of knowledge you gave me the day we met was my rebirth. And because of you, God's wisdom has been my source of strength. Forever yours, until the grace of God returns us to the Garden of Eden.
Akiva.
On Yom Kippur, Israel's most sacred day, 136 CE, 66 years after the Romans conquered Jerusalem, Rabbi Akiva, along with 9 of Israel's greatest leaders, was dragged into the hippodrome to die. The Romans flayed his skin with iron combs. In his agony, he screamed out the age-old prayer, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." With the last word on his lips, the great Rabbi Akiva died a martyr. The Romans took extreme measures to avoid further rebellion. The name Judea was changed to Syria Palestina in an attempt to erase all historical ties of Jews to the region. For now, the dream of Jewish sovereignty came to an end. Over the centuries that followed, the Roman Empire toppled, followed by other nations that rose and fell. Small numbers of Jews remained in the Holy Land and returned to Jerusalem, ever mocked by the name that stuck through history. It was called Palestine for 2,000 years, through Ottoman and British control, well into the 20th century. After World War II, Jews who survived the decimation of Hitler's German regime returned to their Holy Land. And against overwhelming odds, the Jewish state arose once more. In 1948, with a new hope, Palestine was renamed Israel, a homeland and a holy place for Jews and others of many faiths of the world. But it wasn't long before the Palestine Liberation Organization in 1964 would rise again in defiance.